Okay guys, quick update with Bitcoin. So I'm going to give you key support resistance levels to pay attention to. We're going to cover some more of the macro charts, and I'm going to show you why I think it's very possible we will not see 31,000 again until we either put in a double bottom around 16K or that breaks and we go much lower. Now this is my opinion based on my charts. You do not have to believe me. All I can do is show you why I believe this is the case, and you'll have to decide for yourself. Now as far as trading, guys, every trade is a gamble. And then we'll cover this too. I entered a long trade. It seemed likely that this was a lot of support. We could push up. I gave you an exact point to put your stop loss. And once we broke that point, we dropped. Trading is all about risk management. You don't know what's going to happen. I see a lot of comments saying, oh, it went the opposite way. Do the opposite of what this guy says. Well, yeah, when it goes the wrong way, in hindsight, it's easy to say that. But the point is, trading is about risk management. If you're in a losing trade, you get out of your losing trade, and then you wait for the next one, and hopefully it's a winning trade. That one you can stay in as long as you want. So you can be more profitable if you have some discipline when you trade. So let's go over and cover some of the stuff. By the way, guys, if one day you see a video pop up on my channel about space and time, this is something I've been working on that I want to put up. It won't be crypto. So if you do see that and you're like, what the hell is this? Someone hacked your channel? No, it's a video that I've been working on and I'll be putting up at some point. I'm still working on it, but I just want to make you guys aware of that. All right, so let's cover these charts. By the way, if you do get access to these charts and Discord, you can sign up. Links pinned first comment description. So let's cover some of this stuff, and I'm just going to break it all down for you, all right? So, and this is what I was talking about the last video. This is where I was talking like a redneck. Guys, I was just having fun. People are like, why are you talking about it like that? Guys, I was just having a little fun. But I was talking about this support level. Look, this is how you trade. Back here was 29,097, right? We found support. We found support again. So this is a 0.2 chance so long. We don't know if this price is going to push up or price is going to drop. We know this is a support level. So you would chance along at 29,200 and hope it continues up. Where you take profit is up to you. And you can see what happened. We did push up from this point. Right? We pushed all the way up to 29,385. We found support. You see these wicks coming down. Again, guys, this market is manipulated like crazy. You saw these crazy wicks, but we did hold support. As soon as we broke 29,200, we came down. I actually longed right here, right, and rode it up to this point and took profit. I'll show you that in Discord. Previous support flipped as resistance, and then we came down, and I will cover this chart near the end of this video. This chart's been pretty accurate for finding support and resistance levels. Notice we found support at 28,382, and we got rejected up here at 28,954. But guys, trading it's a gamble. Again, nobody knows which way price is going to go. Only the market makers know this. All you can do is get the best entry as possible and set a stop loss to protect yourself. All right, so this is the M1 chart. This was the guideline that worked. People gave me a lot of crap about these guidelines, but you know, I have a feeling that the one we're at now is playing out, and you're going to find out soon enough. So I published this on March 23rd, 2022. This was one of the lines in this FIB channel. I call each one of these lines the guideline, so this is the first guideline I was talking about. This is the next one that didn't play out so well, and this is one we're at now. So if I hit play, you can see what happened. Notice we got rejected at this point. We came down. We finally found support on it. This was the next one that I was talking about to go in a short. We did get rejected. Price pushed up. This is the one we're at now, as you can see. And we didn't make contact with it, but you can see we're starting to move down. I think it's very possible that we're going to continue to move down this point. This is another, well, this is pretty much the same one. Hold on. Yeah, it's pretty much, I have it up here twice. This is another one. So this is the one where I was talking about to go short, and it did play out. And guys, just follow along. There's a point to what I'm trying to show you here. This was the next line, and because of how this line played out, right? Every one of these FIB channel lines we get rejected. Well, it made sense, and guys, it's about you know, probabilities. If it happened at these previous ones, it would happen at this one. So you can see what happened. Price did get rejected, right? But the price got rejected, came down, hit it, got rejected. As soon as we pushed above it, we got a pump and went sideways. Well, notice where we're at now, and I'll show you this M1 chart. So I took this line and moved it closer, but you see we're already starting to move down this line. So if you look at the bigger picture, if that plays out, let me zoom out. if this plays out, and this goes with some other charts, but if you see what happened at this one, right? How much we came down from this point, we pushed up, how much it came down from this point, was possible the same thing's going to play out here. There's no reason to think it won't or it can't. It happened previously. So this is another one, and again, I was hoping that we'd make contact with this point. You can see that we did not. You can see that we dropped before. We hit this point, we came down, so maybe this line is off a bit. I don't think it is. I think we will make contact with it at some point, and when we do, I will go in a heavy short at that point. But I do think it's likely we will still range. Now, if we do break this support level we're at now, and this becomes resistance, then we have a lot more downside, and I'll cover those targets as well. So this is the M1 chart. So I'll tell you this. So what I did is I took this guideline right here and I just duplicated it. Just copy and paste. And if we bring it down, you see price is pretty much respecting this angle here. This could be a subline and a fib channel that we're respecting. So if we do push up, you know, this is today's candle. This would be 30,239. Right here would be 30,125. If we get above that, all right, this is still the line I'm watching. So if we push up today, the highest we would go would be 30,873. All right, if it's the next daily candle, 30,740. That is the line I'm waiting to short. And we could go sideways. Hell, we could drop down. Your next major support on this chart is down here around 25,845, right? So let's say something like this happens. This becomes resistance, all right? And then we have one major drop. We know that this will be a lot of support, not to mention this right here is the 200-week moving average, all right? So that is a hell of a lot of support. So it's possible we could do something like that. We could range, go sideways. Keep in mind this vertical line right here, this vertical yellow line is the FOMC on May 3rd. We could do something like this, and then we make contact. This one I go on a short. But as I said, nothing has changed. I mean, I will long and short, but when we make contact with this line right here, I will go in a heavy short because I believe that will be the point we will get a rejection. That will, right now I believe that 31,000 was the top. If we go sideways, next time we make contact with this line, that will be another top every time we hit it until we continue down. If I'm wrong, at any point we get above and hold support on this line, that is bullish. I am wrong, we're going much higher. But until then, I will continue to short these guidelines. So just want to get that out there. So the last trade, so I said right here, I am long from M1, wish me luck. And basically all I did was the chart I just showed you. I longed this blue line and this red line. And you can see I longed, I was at a loss of $223. And price pushed back up. I was patient and waited. We pushed up. We pushed all the way up. Price at the time of this post was 28,835. We pushed all the way up to 29,000. So once price pushed up above my entry, I just raised my stop loss above my entry. So price continues up. I'm in profit. I decide when to take profit, or would it let it come back down and stop me out? So I still made money. I didn't lose any money because price came down. You know, in hindsight, I wish I'd stayed short, but guys, it's always a gamble. The DXY. So let me show you a couple things with the DXY. First of all, you can see that this is a falling wedge right here, right? Falling, let me get my brush tool. Falling wedge, right? And then we entered another falling wedge and we're breaking up from that. And as you can see, while the dollar is pushing up, Bitcoin's been dropping. I'd like to zoom out and show you that this seems to be a repeating pattern with the DXY. This is the US dollar. And remember, Bitcoin's inversely correlated with the US dollar. So dollar is going up, Bitcoin's coming down. Dollar's going down, Bitcoin's going up. But I would like to show you this. I'm just going to make this very simple. Notice that we come down, right? We push up, we come down, and then we start pushing up higher. Same thing happened here. We come down, right? We push up, we come down, and then we start going higher. So I think the same thing is playing out. We're already in our second falling wedge, about to push up. And this goes along with my Dow chart, that guideline, which I think is the top. So I think it's possible the dollar's going to, this is already a double bottom right here. So I think the DXY is going to start pushing up, which means Bitcoin and the stock market is going to come down. This chart, this was the chart I used to predict the crash before COVID. Not because I knew about COVID, just because the chart showed we were going to top out. This chart also nailed the top for the Dow back here. Let me put a price label here. This chart also nailed the top back here, 37,000, a little bit below that, but this ring was at 37,000. I believe that this ring right here is the top for the Dow. This is another Dow chart that also shows why this is the case, but I think it's possible that we'll come down. The DXY is pushing up, remember, and it'll be a lot of volatility up until this this right here is the FOMC on May 3rd. I think it's very possible what's going to happen is we're going to start coming down. We'll find support. We'll push back up. At this point, I'll be opening a lot of puts on the Dow because I do believe this will be the top to start coming down, just like this up here was at the top previously. Let's go on. You can see right now the Dow's down 138 points. Again, I think we're going to have a little sideways action. That is why I wanted to long, back here. That's why I wanted to long this M1 chart. Again, it's just a gamble, but there's a lot of support here. So I do think since everybody is short, market makers will send the price back up. I think we will range back and forth, but this is a key support level, all right? If we get below 28,700 and that becomes resistance, I just showed you where your support level is down below. This is the other chart, and again, look at the bigger picture. We got the guideline we're coming up on, right? We've got that Dow chart. We have not got above that ring previously. That's why I'll be going on a heavy opening puts for the Dow. And you have this chart here. This was a ring that called the top for the Dow. It's a Dow Jones one-day crash ring. Dow should drop when we make contact with green ring, right? This is published on August 22nd, 2021. We hit it, we pushed above it a bit, and we rode down another support. I think the same thing is going to play out with this one right here. And if you've been following me, I was talking about when we got close to this ring, we would see some black swan event. Well, we saw what happened with the banks. The Fed came out and they decided to not bail out the banks, but bail out people for depositors so they would be made whole. And then things started pushing up. But I do believe the same thing that happened here, right, is going to happen here. This ring, we will start riding down this ring to put in a bottom. And a lot of people say, well, Bitcoin's no longer following the stock market. Bitcoin's become decoupled. Maybe that's the case. Maybe I'm wrong. I think that's not the case. Again, market makers want to send price in the opposite direction of the herd. What is clear as day right here, when we had a COVID crash, Bitcoin is in orange and the NASDAQ is in blue. We know historically, when the stock market has a crash, it could happen at any point. But if the stock market tanks, we at least know historically during the COVID crash, Bitcoin tanked with the stock market. You can see they both came down together. So I don't know why anyone would think that if the stock market has a major crash, that Bitcoin wouldn't crash with the stock market. I think that's what's going to happen. And I've been giving you guys some low targets. And people say that's impossible. Bitcoin could never drop down to $10,000 or $9,000. Well, back here, and keep this in mind, guys, this was before COVID happened, all right? So this was our high back in, this is 2017, right? December 19th. We hit almost $20,000. Then price came all the way down, found support around 3,100. And then price pushed up, right? Price pushed up to almost 14,000. COVID didn't happen until right here, right? When we got up to 10,479. Well, look how much price had already come down before COVID happened. I mean, there was already something going on. We dropped almost 54%. Then we pushed up and we had a COVID crash, and look where we dropped down to. All the way down to 3,900. So my point is, if things get bad, all right, if I'm wrong and stock market's not in a bubble and we don't have a crash, then maybe the bottom's in. But if the stock market tanks, all I know is that this is our support level. We found support here. We found support here. So your support level to watch. And don't think Bitcoin can't crash that much. How much did we crash here? We crashed a total of, this was 84%. All right, so let's go from our top down to here. That's 90%. You don't think that's possible? What, just 6% more? But I've already sold. I was holding some Bitcoin. I was holding some Ethereum. I sold all of it. I'm ready. I want to have a lot of capital for when this happens. People think it won't happen. People think we're in a bull run. That's fine. If you want to believe that, go ahead. I believe that we're pretty much topped out. And when we do have this crash, I do believe that this will be your support. And it's just a damn trend line from our bottom in 2018, 2020, and this looks like a likely point to buy in. I want to be ready for that. So if you're longing and shorting, take your profit. But I would be shorting every pump, because if we are topped out, guys, we're looking at a hell of a lot of downside. This is another chart, guys. This is the peak of the bull run chart. This is that ring. I made that video. I said, look, when we cross this ring, expect a suckers rally. I never thought we'd push all the way up to 30K. I didn't think we'd get higher than, what, 23,000, 24,000? And we just kept going up and up. But guys, there are so many charts that show that we are topped out, that this is the top. Like I said, I don't think we're going to see 31K again. If we push up, I hope the hell we do, because I want to enter another heavy short around 30,500. That is, let's see, that would be the point. If we push up today, I would probably enter a short around 30,220, and I would double down on that short if we got to 30,800 around that area. Again, if it's tomorrow, we push up to 30,000, I'll short that, and I'll have a little more capital on the side to short again, because if we push up to 30,700, I will double down on my short. I do believe that's the top, and we will probably range, but just keep in mind, like I said, this would be a 0.2 chance along 28,640. If that becomes resistance, then we're probably headed down to the 200-week moving average, or this next support level around 25,934. Remember, we're going to have a lot of volatility coming up to May 3rd with the FOMC. So let me give you key support and resistance levels right now. Right, so you can see 28,650 is your current support. Let me make this green. So the smaller price tags are less important. So basically, your strongest resistance above is 29,070. Ideal point to put in a short. We get above that, 29,260. Your support level now, 28,650. You can see we bounced almost perfectly off of this. 28,394. If that breaks, your next key support level in the H1 chart is 27,760. Guys, that's pretty much it. I hope I've explained to you why. Now you can go and watch some videos. There's a couple tax value or something like that, and Wealthion, where they talk about the global market and what's going on with the car market and the yield curve. You should really pay attention to some of that. And all of these layoffs, things are really bad, and soon the shit is going to hit the fan. And all I can tell you is I'm out. I'm not hodling, and every pump I will be shorting, because I think we have a lot of downside. But guys, if you do want to sign up, get access to charts, website is opticrypto.com. Links pinned first comment description. And if you want to sign up for BitGet, my links also pinned first comment description as well. Guys, that's it. Trade safe, trade smart. I'm out.